All right. Have you ever wondered to yourself, whether it's in here or maybe even out loud, maybe even said in frustration, if I could only get more people to see my stuff, if only they could experience what it's like to work with me and see how I could help them, my business would go crazy. If only I could get more eyeballs. Do me a favor in the comments. If this is you, I want you to type, we're going to manifest this like right now. I am going to get more eyeballs on my stuff. Drop it in the comments. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Are you ready? All right, so this month we are focused on engagement and how do you get more engagement. So if you happen to miss the last 2 weeks, you're going to want to make a note and go back and watch. I put the links up above, down below, whichever it is. The very first week of the month, we spent time on how to measure engagement, because once you have your starting point, then you can measure the impact that all of your activities are having. Then last week, we gave you 10 ways to get more comments and reactions. So both of those video links are in the text that surrounds this video. But today's video is all about how you get 10 ways to get more views, more eyeballs. Okay, so I want to know who's ready to get some more eyeballs. If I am new to you, if you are new to me, my name is Jamie Hain, and I am a Get on Camera video coach. And I love engagement. It is one of my favorite things to do. Not the top. I love doing video and I love helping people get better on video. But what I love to do outside of that is engagement. And I think I'm good. No, not I think. I am good at it. I know I'm good at it. These are the things that I am doing. But here's the deal. It's not just me crossing my fingers and saying, oh my gosh, I hope I get more views. It is about me taking intentional action. And that's what you're going to get today. What are the actual tactics that you can implement to get after this? Okay. So for those of you who've gone through the last 2 videos and you've measured your results and you learned how to get more comments and engagements, how's that going? I would love to hear what kind of success you've had. If you're just getting started, where are you focusing? And honestly, it's totally okay to say, yeah, I've not done any of it. I haven't even watched the videos, but I'm committed to watching the video. So please let me know in the comments where you're at and how you're doing with that before we just jump in and dive into the next round, if you will. Now, I talked about being intentional, and that requires a strategy, and you're going to get some strategy today. You're going to get tactics today, but I want to talk about something first. And I can't believe I missed this last week, but that's okay. That's why we have this week, and we're going to talk about this. All of these tactics that you are learning, every single one of them won't matter if your content's not any good. It's got to start with content. You have to have valuable content that people want in order for these tactics to work to their fullest extent. Okay. So how do you get good content? Okay. This is not a video about how to get good content, but if you want to chat about it and you want to do a strategy session, let's talk about it. But here's what I can give you today. The more valuable your content is, then the more people are going to want to tune in and watch more of it. Imagine, if you will, when you are just on your sofa watching reels, maybe you're on TikTok, wherever your guilty pleasure is, right? And you watch one and you're like, oh my God, that was so good. Follow, because you want more of that same content, right? Otherwise, you watch a video and you're like, oh, that's cute. And you just keep going and you watch the next video. What is it that makes you stop and go, yeah, that is one that I want more of? That is valuable content. And it doesn't have to be a how-to. It doesn't have to be educational. It can be inspiring and motivational. It can change people's perspective. So the best way to find out what content you should be delivering is to talk to your people. So if you're not regularly doing market research, that's your homework. Market research. I got to do more market research. Ask your people, ask your perfect people what is valuable to them. You can do some analysis and look back at your past videos and say, what has performed well versus what hasn't performed well. That is probably an indication. But bottom line, I will give you my biggest tip in this space. Give people a win, a teeny tiny small win, but give them a win. Something that makes them feel like, oh, I can do this. I got this. Even if it's just the start of something. That is what makes people go, I want more. Because I had this win, I want more of those kinds of wins. Okay. So again, if you want to talk more about content strategy, we can talk about that. We can even do a session on it if you want. Just let me know. But for now, I wanted to make sure that that was clarified before we dive into the tactics. Okay. All right. So a couple of things in comments. I see, yay, more eyeballs. Yes, we all want more eyeballs, of course. Focused on adding more content, but not measuring engagement yet. Okay. So awesome, Robin. You got to have content out there to start looking at the data. So you've all heard me, hopefully, maybe this is new to some of you, you all heard me talk about the keys to success. If not, buckle up because this is a fun one. You got to start, then you suck, then you get better. There's no way around it. And oftentimes we don't start because we don't want to suck. Well, guess what? The only way to get better at anything is to go through that. We all start at zero. We all start at zero. Okay. You got to have some content out there in order to start seeing what works and what doesn't. So back to this whole idea of content, start doing videos, start putting content out there and see what resonates and what doesn't. It is a learning experience. Don't worry about every single video and every single post doesn't have to be perfect. It's the whole. Okay, I'm on a tangent and I'm going to stop. Let's get into tactics for getting more views, shall we? Who's ready? Oh, let's do this. Okay, as we did with the last one, your call to action today, your homework today is to tell me which two or three, only 2 or 3 of these 10 you're going to implement in order to get more views. I don't want you to tackle all of them. It'll be too much. So I want you to focus on the ones that resonate most with you. So I'm telling you in advance what your homework's going to be at the end of this video. Okay? All right. You ready? All right. Number 1, promote it. Promote your video. Make sure the people around you know that it's happening, when it's happening, so they can put it on their schedule and they can tune in. Now, that can be an event in a Facebook group. It can be a post about when you're going to be doing this training or this video. It can be an email that you send out in advance. It can be a video talking about the video you're going to do. I've done that. They work, okay? Like a little teaser, like a little movie trailer, okay? So promote it. Number 2, the text up above or down below that accompanies your video, the description, if you will, the very first line of that description needs to be a headline. It needs to reach out and grab people and be like, you want to watch this video. That's how powerful that very first line needs to be. Don't skip it. At least get that one line in, because that's what people see before they decide if they're going to watch the video. So it has to make you want to watch. It's like a teaser. Okay. While we're talking about the description, let's talk about number 3. Put some emojis in the description. Now, here's the deal. You either love emojis or you don't. There is a benefit to them, and that is they are colorful. So when you are scrolling and you see all those colors inside of text, it grabs attention. And that is what we're trying to do. We're trying to stop the scroll to get people to watch a video. So emojis help. Now, don't just puke emojis all over in the description, okay? This is not one of those things where you try to determine the words based on only using emojis. This is drop emojis to have some color and some flavor and some fun inside of your description, okay? Number 4, the very first thing you do in your video needs to grab attention. Now, you can do this physically. Movement grabs attention, okay? So have a prop. This is my irresistible client magnet, a prop that you use, okay? You've seen me multiple times have some sort of Post-it note with the drawing. This, it's color, it's movement, it says something, it draws people in, it makes people want to watch. Okay. You can also be just movement of your hands. You see me oftentimes doing numbers or some sort of symbol. Anything like that that creates movement or motion is going to get attention. It's going to get more eyeballs. Okay. Number 5. I bet you've had this happen to you before. Just work with me here. Where you've done a post, it's oftentimes a fun post, And it's like, do you like your toilet paper over or under? Drop a selfie of the last selfie you took, or let's see your dogs or your pets. Drop a picture of your pets. And you get like hundreds of comments. And then you're like, why do I get 100 comments on which way the freaking toilet paper goes? But on my real content, I get like 2. Okay. Use it to your advantage. You are going to stack those posts. Okay. So if you're going to go live Thursday afternoon, Thursday morning, you're going to slide in there with some engagement posts that's going to get a whole lot of comments. Because this is how the algorithm works. Okay. Facebook sees this, or LinkedIn, or any of them sees this and says, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people that like Jamie's post. Maybe they're going to like her next post. Let me show it to them. See how that works? So stack the two. Have some sort of engagement in the morning before your video. Now, the other thing that you can do that's kind of in this same space is engage in comments right before you're going to go live. So if you're going to go live at noon, about 11:45, get into Facebook and respond to comments. Comment on other people's stuff, because Facebook sees that as engagement. And when it sees engagement, it shows more content to those same people. Oh, okay. We're going to pause because we've gone through 5. Here's what I want to know. In comments, here, I learned something last time. Last time I told you guys to drop numbers. And then when I went back to comment on your comments, I had no frame of reference on what the numbers meant based on my question. So we're going to do it differently today. We are learning lessons. Okay. So what you're going to do in comments is I want you to type fave, like favorite, fave, F-A-V-E. And of the 5 I've shared so far, which one are you like, ooh, that's a contender? That one's probably going to make my list of 2 or 3. So let me do a quick review of those 5. Promote it. Promote the event. Make sure people know about your event. Number 2, description. The first line of your description needs to be a headline that reaches out and grabs people. Number 3, emojis. Put some color, splash some color into that description to get attention. Number 4, do something visually at the start of your video. Props, signs, movement. And number 5, stack your posts. Okay, so which one is your fave? So far, we've only gone through 5. I want to know. Okay. Okay, first of all, this is not a direct answer to my question. This was from earlier. Expressions, yes. Expressions are a great way to capture attention. It's also a great way to put people off. So good tip, Facebook user. I'm not sure who this is, but this is a really good tip. If you are really concentrating, because you're trying to get all the parts and pieces and you want to make sure, am I live? Is this happening? You can get this look on your face. And if you go live and you're still, am I live? Is it working? This is the first thing people see. That's not pleasant. Okay. So get it all set, get it up, nice smile, then hit the go live button, right? And the fun expressions, they make a huge difference. Huge. Okay. So Nadia says the headline with the emojis. For sure. And the emojis don't even have to be in the headline. They can just be in the text, but emojis and nice application of emojis in there, Nadia. Love it. Okay. Somebody else says emojis and movement. Yes, for sure. Okay. That's Laurel. Nice to know that's Laurel. Glad to have you here. Okay. And Robin says emojis and props. Oh, Robin, you could have some amazing props. Oh my gosh. Oh, Robin, that would be so fun. Absolutely. Okay. The algorithm trick is awesome. Yeah. I mean, if the algorithm is out there, you might as well put it to work for you, right? Like so often we fight against the algorithm. Stop fighting it. Embrace it. How can I get this thing to work for me? That's what you're going after. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for humoring me on the faves. I like it so far. All right. You ready for more? All right. The first 5 have all been things that you can do before or at the very start of your video. Now we're going to shift gears and we're going to talk about 4 more that you can do after it's over. Okay. So this is the video's done. It's out there. Now what can you do? Number 6, re-up your post. So the way that Facebook or any of them, I'm just saying Facebook because it's top of mind, any platform. Okay. The way that it works is it shows posts in a feed based on relevance. Okay. Comments count as relevant. It connects comments as engagement and it says, ooh, this is relevant content. It's valuable content because it's getting reaction. So when you have a video that after a day or 2, the comments slow down, it's in a lull, you can fire it back up to the top of the feed by commenting. And that comment often is a question. So you ask a question on your own video that people are going to see and engage with, and then that fires up the algorithm again. So re-up that video or that post. Okay. Number 7, email your email list. Well, that's kind of an obvious. Send a note to your email list. What is the right way to say that? Email your email list seems like it's repetitive. Send a note to your email list because it's not a note. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. Get something out to them that points them to the video. The algorithm is only going to show the video to so many people. Well, you own your list. Tell your list about that video. Hey, did you miss my training on Tuesday? Here's the link. Go and watch. You drive more people. You make sure that that traffic to that video happens. Okay. Now it can be just an email that just says that. Or if you have a newsletter, newsletters are great where you highlight things from the week or from the month. Put those videos in there. You drive the organic traffic into that video. Okay. Number 8. How do I do 8? Number 8. See, that feels weird. That feels weird, but that's what we're going to go with. 8. Link between videos. I did that today. So look at the text above this video or down below this video. And I linked to last week's video and the week before that's video. And I dropped you the link so that anybody who's like, oh, I haven't watched those yet, I'm driving traffic to those older videos. Okay. Another way that you can do that is if today you do a video and tomorrow you do a post about that video, include the link in your description so people can get there. You are the traffic driver. Okay. Number 9. Just like we did with email, message people links to videos that you think they would like. Now, this requires some work. This requires you keeping track of the people in your space, keeping track of the things that they might be interested in. But send a link and say, hey, I did this video on Tuesday. Thought you might find value in it. Here you go. You're personally driving one person to a video because you know they're going to find value. But be careful here. You don't want to take that video and send it to 30 people. It needs to be intentional. Okay. One of the best ways that I have found to do this, as people join my Facebook group, I ask them, what are your video challenges? And when they tell me their video challenge, I find a video that helps them with that challenge. And I message them that link. Hey, you told me when you joined that you wanted to learn more about X. Here's a video on X. Let me know what you think. It's all about you intentionally driving traffic there. Okay. How you doing? We got one left and it's a doozy, but it's a little bit out there. So I want to pause and see how everybody's doing. Any big surprises so far? Any of these that you're like, I didn't know to do that. I'm blown away. I had no idea that this was even possible. Let me look at comments here quick. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we're all caught up on comments. So let's get into number 10. How am I doing on time? Ooh, I can't hit that 20-minute mark for nothing. I think it's because I'm putting too much content in here. Yes, but you love the content, right? You want all 10 ways. It's just a balancing act. Lesson learned. I continue to learn here. All right, let's talk about number 10. Number 10. Facebook, LinkedIn, all of them are ecosystems. There's other parts and things that make this platform run. You want to take advantage of all of them. Because the more that you are engaged in the other things, the more that it all works together in your favor. So what you're wanting to do is be intentional in adding new friends, if it's on Facebook, in making new connections on LinkedIn, in getting new subscribers on YouTube. You want to engage with other people's content. So not just your own, other people's content. Be really intentional. And the new friends you just made, engage with their content. Don't be a stalker, okay? We've all had it happen where all of a sudden you have notifications and it's some new person that you've never even met, have never even heard of. And now you've got pages and pages of so-and-so liked your post, liked your post, liked your post, liked your post. That's a lot, okay? 1 or 2. So if I make a new friend, I'm going to go into their profile and like really authentically engage with them. I'm not talking about fake it. I'm talking about putting the time on your calendar to do this activity. 15 minutes a day. Do it twice. 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night. That is what matters. It's the engagement, okay? It also helps when you engage in other groups. So for those of you that belong to groups, and there are a lot of groups that do like a promo day or like, free promo on the wall. Have you ever done those? What happens? You do your promotion and nothing. Crickets. Like nobody even sees it. And you start scratching your head and you're like, but I did that same post in my own group and it got like a bunch. So what gives? What gives is the algorithm doesn't know who you are inside of that group. You are engaging enough inside that group. And so it just goes, yeah, I don't know who you are. But in your own group, it knows what kind of engagement you get. It knows it's valuable content, so it shows it to more people. So you have to engage more in all those other groups. Okay. All right. So the other thing, since we're talking about the whole ecosystem, is Messenger. The more active you're on Messenger, the more the people you message will see your posts. Test it. You want to test it? Message 2 or 3 people and just watch if you don't start to see those 2 or 3 people in your feed. You will. That's how the algorithm works together. So like I said earlier, take advantage of it. Okay. Oh, you guys are so sweet, not worrying about the time. I'm so glad you love it. Yay! Don't worry about the time. All right, today's session will be 3.5 hours. No, just kidding. We're going to wrap up under 30, I promise. So what I want to do at this point, before I ask you for your top 2 or 3 that you're going to actually implement, I'm going to do a quick review of all 10. What questions do you have about any of those? So drop the questions first in the comments so we can make sure we get to questions. I'm going to do a quick run through of all 10, and then we'll get to your homework and a couple of wrap-up things that I want to talk about today. All right, you ready? Drum roll. Number 1. I can't remember my order. I gotta look at my notes. Number 1, promote it in advance. Make sure your people know when you're going live and what you're talking about, so they put it on their calendar and they show up. Number 2, the description that accompanies your video, that needs to be catchy, 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 like a headline. Make people want to watch. Number 3, add some emojis to that description. That pop of color will grab people's eyeballs, and that's what we're after. We're after grabbing eyeballs and stopping the scroll. Number 4, what also stops the scroll? Movement, props, whatever you can do on camera, on screen to grab that attention from the very beginning. Number 5, stack your post. If you're going to go live in the afternoon, do a fun engagement post in the morning. That helps. Right before you go live, engage with comments, engage with people. The more active you are on Facebook right before you go live, the more people Facebook is going to show your video to. It's trippy, but it works. Number 6, when your video starts to kind of dwindle, re-up it. Ask a question in the comments. You'll see it'll fire it back up and put it back up in the relevance feed, so to speak. Number 7, email. Make sure people know that link. Send people back. You are the traffic driver. Send them to that. Number 8. Why is 8 so hard for me? Link back and forth between your videos and your posts. Make sure people know how to find your content. Don't assume they're going to just magically get it. You drive it to them. Number 9, you can drive them to traffic through messages. Send messages to people that you think would like that video. Send them a link. And 10, just spend time in Facebook. The more parts and pieces of Facebook you do, the more engagement you do in Facebook, the more those people are going to see your stuff. Okay. What questions do you have on any of this? Okay, let's see here. Also connect different SMs, social medias, SMs. Not sure what SMs mean. I think this is still Laurel. With posts about the other one, I promote on Clubhouse and Facebook. Okay, so different social media posts back and forth. Sure. The only thing you have to be careful on is that each platform, they want to keep you and all of their people on the platform. They don't want to send people to other places. So if you're going to do that, do it in the comments, not in the description with your video. Okay, then because in the comments, it doesn't necessarily hurt your algorithm. It does in the description that goes with your video. So be careful there. But the best rule of thumb that I can give you is if you're sending a link, like I have links up above or down below, whichever it is, to my challenge and to my membership, that's gonna make a ding on this video. Not as many people are gonna see this video, but putting in the comments when I know this video is gonna get hundreds of comments, people are going to not be able to find it in the comments. So it's worth the algorithm ding for me to put it where it's relevant. But if this were just like a quick live, then I would put it in the comments. Hope that makes sense. I'm assuming that's still Laurel. If that doesn't make sense, let me know. Okay, yes, good idea. Got it. Okay, no other questions. So let's move along. This is the end. So sad. This is the last engagement video of the month, except for those of you that are in the Go Live League, because you have 2 Zoom calls. You have a Zoom call this Thursday at 10 a.m. Central and next Thursday at 3 p.m. Central. Those Zoom calls are where we're going to pull it all together. You can ask questions, you can get them answered, we can apply things, we can do some hot seats. They are super, super powerful. So attend them, attend one, attend both, it's your call. But we are just getting started with those of you in the Go Live League. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. For those of you that are not in the Go Live League, what are you waiting for? Like, this is the last opportunity you have to join for $27 a month. Not only do you get those 2 calls, those 2 Zoom calls every month, we do a networking call, we do a brainstorming call, you get bonus perks and discounts and so much more. And so here's what I will say. Try it. Try it for 1 month. $27. That's like Starbucks. How many times? 3 times, maybe? Invest in yourself. Invest in this skill. You won't regret it. And if you don't like it, you can leave. It's as simple as that. So that link is up above. Go Live League members, hopefully you've got these 2 dates on your calendar. If you need a reminder, let me know. Okay. Your homework today is, which of these 10 are you going to apply? Which of these 10 are you going to implement and actually start to take action and get traction on to move the needle? If you want some time to think about it, totally cool. There will be a post tomorrow for you to share your homework and really, really manifest that and say, like, I'm going to do this, and hold yourself accountable. Get good at those 2 or 3 and then add another one and another one until you're actively applying all 10. Okay. There will also be a post tomorrow for questions. So if you think of something between now and then, you can drop questions there as well. Yeah, so that's it. This is the end of the engagement series. And I'd love to know some feedback. I'd love to know what you think. Have you found value in this? Do you like this? Hate it? Good, the bad, and ugly. I will take it all. Next month in May, we are going to focus. We're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about purpose statements. What is a purpose statement? It is a promise that you give to your viewers about what they're going to get in the video. So it's one thing to be like, hey, I want you to watch. I'm going to do all of these things. I'm going to announce it. I'm going to have a great headline in my description. I'm going to put emojis in there. I'm going to do something physical. And I get the view. And then they don't stay. They leave. It's because they don't know what they're getting in the video. And we can often, I know I'm guilty of this, go in so many different tangents that we lose our viewers. So a purpose statement is a promise about what they're going to get. And in order to do that, in order to state that, you got to do some work. And you're going to learn how to set that all up, how to write it, how to deliver it. That's next month. It's going to be a good one. I'm so excited. Now, you might be wondering, wait a minute, how can we already be done with engagement? We have another week, because next week is the Go Live Challenge. Inside this group, the Go Live Challenge. If you are not registered, get registered. It is an awesome way to learn how to be able to take any topic and go live 5 minutes or less and just go on your phone. And you're going to learn a super easy 3-step model: hook, story, call to action. Learn how to apply those. Next week, it'll take you 30 minutes a day. That's it. So if you've not registered and you want to join us, that link is somewhere up, down, wherever it is. Okay. All right. Let me see if there's any other questions. Okay. You want in. I'm hoping that's to both. You want into the Go Live Challenge. You want into the Go Live League membership. Listen, I want both too. I'm super excited. Okay. Here's the deal. Let me wrap this up in 30 seconds or less. How about that? At least I'm going to hit 30 minutes. Here's the deal. It is possible to grow your video views organically. You don't have to pay for ads. One, that would be expensive. If you were trying to pay for ads on all your videos to get them where you wanted them to be, it could get crazy expensive. You can do this organically. It takes time, for sure. But more than that, it takes intention. It takes being strategic, and it takes applying the right tasks for you. It's got to feel real to you and authentic to you and natural to you. Now, when you're trying something new, give it a few times before you completely rule it out, because it could just be the newness of that task where you're like, boy, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I got this. Test it 2 or 3 times, see what kind of reactions you get. If you don't like it, scrap it and pick up another one. That's why there are 10 of each. Okay. You got plenty of opportunities in there. But when you are intentional, when you make it like it's a business task you have to do, no different than balancing your books. It's just inside of this social media bubble, if you will. You will get more engagement. These things that you are learning will drive engagement. You just have to be consistent and do them. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. Bye. Talk to you later.